you to just cast your minds back a little way to when I had a hole in my Series 1 radiator. I patched it up using some of this very old Thorex ex-army patch kit, and it worked very, very well. But there was a problem. Because how did it crack in the first place? How did it split? Well, I'm going to get to that later, because what I didn't tell you when I was taking the radiator out, I found a little leak again of Prestone. You know, the green antifreeze was leaking out, but out of a different place, because I tested it, and I'm going to show you in a minute. So I found out where the actual hole is. See, come and have a look. You can see I put a bit of wire through it, and it was leaking out of here. Now, this was a bit of a mystery. So I goes down to our old friend JP, and he made me an adapter to go onto the radiator here, so I can just use a hose and put some compressed air in using my regulator. So it's just a piece of tube, the same diameter, bit of rubber pipe to join them together, but this is really on a tight neck, because I had a bit of a problem trying to put the smoke machine in, but now I can put a little bit higher pressure in. So what really was the problem? Well, you wouldn't believe it. At first I thought it was the pressure caps, because I have two of them. This is the original one, it's a 4 psi one. Now the rubber was buggered on it, so I just cut a piece of rubber out of a rubber inner tube and fitted it in, and it worked okay, I thought. But then rummaging around on the shelves, I found another one. Wait a minute, it's over here. So this one here is 50 kilopascals. Well, I think it's £8, I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's the same size, same fitting, everything. It's an AC one. But the problem was, once I'd found that leak, I found out that I could put pressure into this radiator, and it blew a hole out the little side there, so that must have been its weak spot. But why? There was no damage on it at all. So what was the problem? So I bought myself a great big container, plastic one, a 50 litre I think it was. It's over there. And filled it full of water and put the radiator in and watched the original leak. But I observed something really interesting I've never seen before. When we put the pressure caps on, it's supposed to work by lifting the spring will lift under pressure, and the excess coolant or pressure, or whichever you want to say, will come down the side of this pipe here. See it on the top there. Well, when I had it in the test bath, I would put this on, tighten that down, but water would, air would come out of that little hole on the side, but nothing down this tube. So I thought, oh, well, the cap must be buggered. So I took that off. I thought I must have done something wrong with the cap. Took that off, put this one on, which is a brand spanker, higher pressure. Exactly the same. As I increased the pressure in the radiator to about maybe £8, there was nothing coming out of this pipe. With either cap on, there was nothing coming out. So I thought to myself, I'll take the caps off, as you do. Then I put pressure up this hose here. Well, was I covered in SH1T. There was crap everywhere in that pipe. So what it meant was the pressure cap was irrelevant. It was just, even though it was lifting off, you couldn't get rid of the pressure, so it was building up and finding any weak spots. And I bet you that was the problem. Why it cracked in the first place, because all those years I've had that car, it's never been a problem. So I don't know. But it was like a rusty, watery type stuff. It was really nasty stuff in there. So I think we've got it fixed. But once I patch this radiator up, we'll put it in the test bin and I'll show you exactly what it should do. Sounds good, doesn't it? Stay tuned. So here we are at the test centre for the radiator. Does it work? Yes, it does. But I'll show you it first. There's my setup, look, you see? I've got a bit of flexible hose going to the valve that JP, not the valve, but the adapter that JP made. And also, I've got a gauge on here that goes from 0 to 30 pounds. More than adequate. Now, I've got the old original cap on that I tried to replace the rubber. So I'm going to pull the trigger. I hope you can see what's happening. Not only here, but in the bucket itself. Maybe that. Maybe that's better. All right, here we go. So £2. Now notice there's air coming out, but it's coming out the tube, you know, for the expansion. So that cap does bugger all. See? I'll show you in a minute, but I'll change the cap. I'll change the radiator cap over to this newish one. Oh, that's stone cold, isn't it? The seal, the repair worked well. There we go. So that was about £2. Yeah, you can see me down here, can't you? Yeah. Right, so let's start off. And that is £5. Well, let's put a bit more pressure in. The repair here and here, they're fine. That was £10. These radiators are rated for over £10 because the diesel version had a £10 cap on it. But I've got to feeling that when it was blocked before, let's try and get this around a bit. So there you can see the tube. I hope you can, because I'm upside down. There you can see the tube. There, look. So if I put that into there like that, look. Ah, that's better, isn't it? Now, put a bit of pressure on. And there she's blowing out the bottom. It's like farting in the bath, isn't it? Look at that. So that cap's not doing anything. Well, doing a bit. But it could explain why it was getting unexpected, you know, like pressurising the radiator and cracking it because the pressure had nowhere to go, because this is a pretty good seal around here. I think I'll save up and get a proper cap. Ooh. Let's see what that one's like. I'll turn down the air pressure to stop it bubbling. That's nothing according to this. Right, we'll turn it up. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say, really. £2 and the cap blows off. But it's good enough for the girls I go out with. I'm happy with that. Now we've found that stupid little problem. Honestly, I never thought it would be anything so daft. But in one of my orders, if I do another order from Craddock's, if they can actually get round to sending stuff, I'll put a cap in.